Hello, and welcome to the next video in this series where we're building these LEGO Speed Champions style cars. I'm Martin, this is my son Warren.
Hello.
And Warren has chosen to build this one, which is a bumblebee. So this is the car that we're building today. It's another in the racing series from Quan Guan, which I'm probably pronouncing wrong. We've built probably half a dozen of these branded cars. So this one is, I don't know if you can see from just the design of the car, but also the number plate here. It's most definitely a McLaren P1, but it is branded as Malcrun P1 because they're not allowed to use the branding. So this model is model number 100130. Has 366 pieces, includes 2 minifigs. Both of them basically look androgynous. They could be male or female, there's no beards or anything. And both have full racing gear on, suits and helmets. Now the model itself looks fairly decent. It has like maybe substandard sort of wing mirrors on the side, but they're nice that they move, and the overall detail of the car looks pretty cool. I think it'll look cool next to 2 others. I think this was out of the same series as well, so this one was quite similar in design to what this one is, and this one, which we built in the last model, is one of my favourites out of the series that we built. It has like loads of fake branding on it, but it's basically a Ford GT. So this is the McLaren P1 style that we're building this time. I think one of the others was supposed to be kind of based on the Senna, but I can't remember which one. They're all very generic sort of race car size. So again, this is another 8 wide model that we're building, so using the standard sort of 8 wide brick set here. So I'll get started on putting the model together. You can do the stickers again when we need stickers, and you can build people. So yeah, for the people, you've got the little shoulder joints again on these people. So we're starting with what we generally start with, adding some base plates to this piece here. So we're just fleshing out the bottom edge of the car. So we've already pre-sorted out all the pieces, so we know which pieces we need for each step, which left us with about half a dozen spare pieces of some of the smallest pieces in the set. But generally these sets, they do try to only include the pieces that you need. So I think we've only had 2 instances where pieces were missing, and I think in both instances we actually had incorrect pieces in the set. So we had a spare piece that was not needed for the set, and it was very similar in shape and size, but maybe didn't have a side-facing stud on or something like that. So this set, it looks like we've got everything that we need. Are you okay there?
I forget some.
You can't get it on. Right, what is easiest to do is if you point the shoulder forward like that, right, then you can push it straight into the side of the guy, like that, pops in. So if you put the shoulders on the other ones, I'll pop them into the body if you want.
I just want to try to do this yellow one.
Okay. So as this is probably like the 6th or 7th that we've built from this particular brand, and might even be more than that, the brick quality is the same. It's pretty high quality compared to the non-branded Lego type stuff that we get in our supermarkets and that. So these Chinese made sets are almost as good quality as Lego. They go together well, the colours are good on them, and the design of the models is generally pretty good as well. Now I don't know if these models are designed by the company that is selling them, or if they've acquired these designs from the internet, or if they're simply sort of modelled on Lego cars and then modified to the point where they look like new and unique cars. Because most that I've seen, I've bought ones that I haven't seen from Lego, or I bought ones where Lego had a similar 6-wide model and now this is 8-wide. So I need sticker number 11. You managed to get the arms on the other ones, yeah? Thank you. Now I will mention again, if you've not seen my earlier videos, the stickers on these sets are generally really precisely cut, so you have to be extra careful when you're putting the stickers on to make sure that you've lined them up with the edges of the piece. I'm not telling you because I'm recording. You don't need to keep searching for mods. Well, look can help you. Yes, she is. Willow, help him, please. He wants to search for infinite. Go on. INFINITE. Have you put INF? INF? Right, INITE. So there we've extended that base out. It's quite long, so we do expand it out. That is the full front of the car, and that's going to go underneath the bonnet. So we've already built this piece on, which normally you would kind of attach those pieces to the front, but that is actually part of the base plate. The helmet doesn't go on. Yeah, so this helmet doesn't seem to want to go on this head. The head actually isn't the full size of a Lego head. It's a little bit shorter. Is the other head like that? So I think if we put the head in first, push the head in, and then put the guys. No, it's actually just not. It's actually just not going to go in very well. Yeah, it's just kind of loose, is that helmet. So these minifigs, again, they have like the movable shoulders and movable knee joints as well. So you can put the arms out to the side like this, and you can bend the knees as well. And we've got one spare hand like we normally get. So next, we're just adding more layered details onto here, just filling in all these little gaps in this base plate. And generally it ends up being about 6 layers deep and all really nice and tightly packed. I mean, some of the design choices on these things, you wonder when you're gonna cover over all the pieces ultimately, why have 4 angled pieces and a centre 2x2 at the front and back of the car here, when you could just have a 4x4 plate in those exact spaces? You would think it would be cheaper to just put the 4x4 plate on there, but maybe, well, I can't think of a reason why you would want to have 5 pieces in that space instead of just one large plate. You can do this next step when we get to it. So first of all, you want to put the axles into those purple pieces. So there are a lot of small fiddly pieces in most of these sets, and this one actually has 2 pieces that I've not seen before. They're very similar to the inverse studs that you get on some of the sets that we've built, where you stick them into the bottom of another piece, and it allows you to connect it to the bottom of another Lego piece. And I think they basically serve the same purpose, but we'll get to those a little bit later. So you can do that step. You can't put it in.
Where do these go?
Around that thing there. That's it. You can do the next step on this one. So as we generally see in most of these sets, you end up covering up most of these pieces anyway. So it's always an interesting insight into why they choose certain pieces. Must be because certain pieces are cheaper to produce than others, maybe. But I honestly don't know. So, like here, we've just placed two little. I'm going to keep the steering wheel off for now. The steering wheel on these sets is generally really bad, and it does click on to the post, but just with a small amount of pressure it can come free. And the post, the difference with this and the Lego post is Lego actually has like a little space in the middle of the post. You can actually get your nail in there and widen it out just very slightly, and then when you put the wheel on, it has a bit more of a snug fit to it. But this doesn't, so this can't be widened out. So that's just it. That's what you get. You cannot make that fit any more snugly than it already is. So we'll keep that off for now, just because it was falling off. So you can do this step. You want to put these wheel arches on the back first. That's it. And then you want those black pieces to go over the edge. This yellow piece on the wheel arch.
Wheel?
Yeah. And one on the opposite side. And then you've got a grey piece to go in the middle. And then you've got 4 more black pieces to go round that. And then these 4 pieces go at the front here.
Why do they have anything for that?
Well, it's not important what's on the back, it's that they have a little stud facing the front, so we're going to stick something on the front of that. And then you need to make these 2 little things. One's gonna go there. Yep.
And why do you always make the wheels soft?
Because generally it's easier for it to be nice and flat. If you put the wheels on, it's not going to be flat anymore. And then when you're pressing pieces down, it can pop loose. So you can do this step after I've done this next one. So we're still layering up quite a lot on both the front and the back of the car. We have some transparent pieces just gone on, which I think is supposed to be roughly where the lights would be on the front of the car. So there, we've got quite a chunky little base building up there. So you can put these bits on. Yeah, that's it.
And these go here.
So then got these bits to go on the front here. You got a small black one goes behind the steering wheel. Now you're putting them ones on. So they go on top of the lights, yeah. So put the flat black pieces on first there and there, and one behind the steering wheel. Have you got it? And then the little round bits go on top of those round ones. That's it. So you can do the next step after done this one. So I need
Sticker five.
And which way around does it go? So these things point up. And here we have the Malcrun P1 number plate. And that is going to connect to those front facing pieces that you put on earlier. We're adding some pieces to the back now, making this really nice and tight and solid. So the build quality of this model is pretty much the same as most of the other ones from this point. We've got some interesting detail at the side with these pillars of 1x1 round studs, which most of it's going to get hidden by the wheel anyway in that
Which
space.
bit's the bottom, Daddy?
Where your thumb is.
Off the top.
Oh, is that the top?
From the top. From the side.
Yeah.
Actually the bottom.
Right.
It goes like here.
Yeah. Right, so you need. Oh, hang on. I missed a piece. So this piece is going to go up here. So you need to make this thing. And then you also need these pieces and these pieces. They're all going to connect together to make this. No. No. Can't install anything. I don't have space. Right, so then you need to connect these. Wait a second, because these actually have to go like this. They're supposed to be a little bit wider. They're like that. So there's a gap in the middle. That's it. to go on those yellow pieces. You don't need to just make sure that's squished on properly. Right. And then these pieces, I'm just going to go in here. So then that's going to connect onto there. Just putting the seats into the car. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So there we've added the seats inside the little cockpit area. Do you want to get that next pieces for the next get the next one as well, because that's the other side door. So I'll build this one and you build that one. So this is a piece, it's probably not going to, you can see it, so that's basically going to go into the bottom of another piece and have a very thin piece sticking out of it. Not quite sure where, oh that's going to stick inside another piece that is sticking out. So this one is going to go here. So that is basically just like a little spacer. That's all that is for, just so that it touches the side of another piece and doesn't go inwards. Where's the little piece? Oh, if you put it in. So that stud is going to go on there. So there we've basically added the sides of the doors. So get the next step. And I'm going to need sticker 10 next. I'll tell you what, just wait for the stickers, get the next piece, because that's the other side of the door panels. So if you build this one, and I'm building this one, then we'll put the stickers on. So we have to put the stickers on before we put this into place, because I think it's actually going to cover up part of the sticker. So have you done that one? Yeah? Yeah, that's cool. So we need stickers 10 and 3. So I need to put them on the side of the car. These, like I've mentioned on other videos, this sticker is 5 bricks wide, and it's going to cover up this area across here, which covers the boundary between two pieces. So, so we've got 3 first, which is for this side of the car.
I want 3 for you.
then we need 10 for this side. So the problem with these kind of stickers is that once you've placed them, you're obviously connecting two bricks together, which makes it difficult to disassemble the model if you ever want to rebuild it or take it apart for any reason. So this piece is going to slightly cover up the edge of that sticker, so you do need to make sure that you put it on first, and then this piece is going to go there. So we've kind of built a second layer over the top of that door area. So do you want to try and stick that on? So the small piece goes on there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, no. Take off. Goes over the top of this one. Right to the edge of it. That's it, like that. There we go. Press them down so they're nice, tight. And it all does feel really nice and solid, that door. I thought the pieces felt a bit flimsy at first with the way they were attached, but because we've covered them up with another piece, it does feel pretty strong. So you can put the next step on, and then I will build this part, which goes in separately. So we need stickers 7 and 8.
Are you going to do any stickers?
Yeah, I'll stick them on. So what stick is this?
7.
So this one says 8 on the sticker. So this is a bit awkward where you need to place it. We should have put this sticker on before we did the last step, to be honest. And then sticker 8 is going to go all the way across this bottom piece, is it? Yeah. So this sticker here is going to go across all those pieces on the bottom. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 separate pieces. It's going to cover them all up. And that was useless. That was really wonky. With such an awkwardly sized sticker, awkward shaped sticker, it's difficult to ensure it's aligned properly, but I did get that okay there. It's not perfect, but it will do. So we've got that sticker all the way down those pieces on the edge there. It's basically covering up all the boundaries between the bricks. So then we have this piece that I've just built. Is going to stick onto the back of the car here. Stickers 6 and 1. Going to go on this side. So interestingly, the sticker on this side says 08, which actually potentially doesn't make sense. So it is supposed to say 08 on that side, and it's telling us in the instructions to put the sticker on the other side so that it says 80, but I'm pretty sure we want it to say 08 as well. So let's flip that one upside down and make sure this one says 08 as well. And then we have another of these long awkward stickers to put on, which is going to cover up this entire side piece. No, that was wonky. That was wonky again. It's really difficult because it's such a long sticker and has really odd shaped end pieces that you're trying to make sure the end pieces are on and make sure that it stays straight all the way to the end of the sticker. So you really have to be extra careful with the alignment there. And that one went on perfect that time. So there we go. Now we have some top detail to add, so you can add these pieces because I think they're basically just gonna all slot on top of the model somewhere. I'd missed that you'd already put the front wheel arches on as well. And we're gonna need a sticker on that one when you've put them all on.
Does this go on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then two more here and here. No. Yeah, that's it. That's cool. Yeah. Make sure everything's pressed down nice and hard. So you can get the next pieces because they're similar. Just more. We've basically done all the layering. Now it's adding all that top detail to the car. To start with these front angled bits, they're going to go here on top of those yellow studs.
Express it?
Yeah, yellow. I think.
Why are these right next to each other?
Because you're just adding lots of flat panel detail now.
But why can't it not just be a 3, 2 and 1?
Well, it could be. See, what we might do when we've finished this series, finished building all these models, we might actually try and design some of our own or deconstruct some of these and modify them to be something new. It's probably going to be easier to make our own from scratch because of the issues with the stickers on most of these sets.
Windows.
So I'll build the wing mirrors. You can put the other pieces on. No, put these on. Put those pieces on.
Put what on?
These pieces at the front, all these two black ones at the back. That's it, yeah. And you have those two going here. That's pretty cool.
And do these go on here?
And now they go on the grey piece. Yeah. Now these pieces, we had a problem with them on an earlier set. They didn't seem to stick down very well.
The green one.
Yeah, on the green car. They actually felt much lower quality than the rest of the pieces do in the set. So you've got one in. Now the other one, last time, it was really hard to squeeze it in. So it'll be interesting to see if you have the same problem here. I think it looks like you are going to have the same problem. Let me see. It's almost as if they're very slightly incorrectly shaped. So I think that they're cut slightly too wide. And you really do have to squeeze them in there. Last time I literally had to hammer it. So yeah, we do have the same problem again. Is these little pieces? They're too wide. It's only like a fraction of a millimetre too wide, but that will not fit in that space. So you really do have to bash it in there. It's just, it is too wide to fit in there. So I will see if I can knock it into shape. I'm not going to be able to get that in actually. Later in the instructions is the step where we have to put the top pieces onto those. So I'm going to attach the top piece and then see if I can get it in there.
Daddy,
Yeah.
I put his hat on now. Put his hat on now, but you can't really see that much.
Yeah. So there we have it. Those pieces are in place now, but you can kind of see they are slightly angled, and you just have to really, you couldn't do that by hand. I'm pretty sure they will not go in there by hand, and it is one of the things that really lets down these models. It's just how stiff those two particular pieces are. You might be able to just replace them with Lego if you have some Lego of these. Like we have dozens of these in our Lego box, so we could replace it with Lego, but just a little bit of force will just squeeze it in there. And they feel pretty tight, but I do kind of worry that they could just ping out because they're just being held in by force. So I'm going to attach the wing mirrors here.
It's that even, but you can't really see that much.
Yeah, I know the plastic on the visors is not great transparency. It's kind of like, it's very shiny and looks a bit misted up. It's hard to get the camera to focus on it. So we're
I don't know if I
almost
take off his head and put some
done.
hat on him.
Do you want to see if you can put the tyres on? This tyre is really badly cut as well. It has, not only does it have a bit of a gouge out of the edge of it, but there's still lots of rubber around the edge of it, so we're gonna have to take a little scalpel to that to get all that rubber off, I think. You might be able to do it with your hands, but with the scalpel we can do it a bit more precisely. And we do have a sheet of rims, so we can choose the 5-spoke rims or what looks like 10-spoke. Yeah. So you can choose which ones you want and pop them out.
5 pieces slices. Last time I didn't know these slices, so this one we're going to do 5.
Alright. So just behind those 2 moving black pieces, I've had to put 2 2x2 flat pieces, and those just fit in perfectly. It's always these little hinged pieces that seem far too tight for the model. So have you got all those on? Yeah. We don't need to put them on the model just yet. We'll do it in a minute. We haven't put a lot of stickers on. Is there still lots of stickers left?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, so I think a lot of the stickers we're going to end up putting on right towards the end of the build. So this set, I think this is a McLaren P1. So this is the Lego McLaren P1 from 4 or 5 years ago. I think that it was one of the early Lego Speed Champion sets. This was in the 6 wide format, and because it was one of the earlier ones, it's not super high detailed. Didn't really use that many custom pieces or anything, so it's fairly generic at the time. I think I'm missing a back wing potentially off it, but you can kind of see the design of the front is sort of similar, like front sloping pieces with some gaps in there. I just happen to have this one on the shelf behind when I thought about it. So then we are on to this bit. So this is where we need 3 stickers. We need 12, 13 and 14. Now we've connected what is sort of like going to be the rear window, back of the cockpit area, to those moving angle pieces. So that is going to tilt down like that and connect to the top of the cockpit when we're done. So which is 12? This one. That is going to go there. 13. And 14. So we're adding just all the final layer to the back of the car now. So then we are going to need sticker 2 and 9.
What can I do with it?
Yeah. While you're doing that, I will get the scalpel so I can fix that tyre.
Can I transfer these stickers on?
If you want. Can't actually get it with the scalpel. It's such a fine little piece of rubber. I'm getting some pieces. It's just kind of bending. It's as if they come off some sort of mould. Just the edge of the mould just hasn't been cut very clean. It might not actually affect the rolling of the tyre, but just because it's only one, it just kind of stands out as being wrong. I wonder actually. I think the small tweezers might do a better job. It just needs pulled off. So I think I've got most of that. Managed to put the sticker on. So it still looks a bit rough, but we've got most of it. Did you get the sticker on okay? Yep, cool. I'll just remove these bits of rubber. So this step's pretty easy as well. I'll build this rear wing, which is going to go on next. So I need, when you've stuck it on, I need sticker 21.
Oh.
stickers 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. They're all going to go on. So just do one at a time. I need 15 first. So there, I've built the rear wing that's going to go on next. So this is 15. Yes, so you get 16 as well. So 15. Now some of these pieces it would have, I was going to say it definitely would have been easier to put them on earlier, but this is going to cover up multiple pieces which have only just been attached to one another in the previous step. 16.
And I need after that.
17. Where does this one go? This one goes in the middle. So then 18. It's definitely a bit awkward trying to get these stickers in. And this is a very small, thin sticker as well. That is a right pain, that one. There we go. So where's this going? At least these ones are nice and big. This is 18, isn't it? Yeah.
Miss.
What? Did we miss the sticker? Right, so we'll put the
Tuesday, yeah.
wing on.
Is it like a square sticker? I know. Sure.
A square sticker. Yeah, we'll go back through and have a look. You can put the wheels on now. Oh right, yeah, so this sticker, this one should have been on the front here. And this one, I'm guessing, should go across the back. And we've missed it. How did you do that so easily?
Was you touching the yellow bit? Because I was already on the sticker.
I don't know. To be honest. I was doing something wrong. Now this is a very long sticker because it covers the entire back of the car there, but we got it on. It's nice and tight. So then let's put that window piece on.
Don't forget this.
these two pieces that you put on the front here, they're slightly wrong. So that stud should be in the middle bit, and it should go like that. Okay.
It's not going
So
in.
it should just be a little bit lower like that. There.
Good.
And then
Baby won't care what. Baby won't care. What? What? How big am I? On Minecraft? This size. You're not 2 blocks tall. Okay, I'm bigger.
so is that all the wheels on? And they're all spinning, yeah?
No, don't.
So that's the car
Don't sit down like
complete.
Okay.
So it turned out exactly as we expected. I think generally the pictures are very representative of what you see when you built it.
Yeah,
So
but
it
on
has
the
some,
picture it looks like a moving stock.
yeah. So on the pictures, they sensationalize it a bit. Not only do they show like glowing wheels and some tyre marks coming off it, but they show glowing lights, and they even show the wheels turned as well. The wheels cannot turn on these models. Don't expect them to turn, so they're not going to be able to steer or anything like that. So the little back, what? It's not fully down. That's fine. It doesn't have to fully go all the way down.
It does.
So there we are. I think it's a pretty cool looking model. It definitely looks representative of the model it is trying not to be a fake of. Definitely not the McLaren P1 there. It has the racing wing at the back and sticker detail on the back for lights and number plate on the front, stickers along the side to add some detailing, which looks pretty cool. So let's see if this one rolls, because as we've seen on previous videos, very few of the Quan Guan models actually roll if you push them. So this one actually is better than most, even considering we had some dodgy bits of rubber on the wheels. We have had some which only roll a very short distance. Just move that out of the way. Let's just see. So this one in particular, this one's pulled back. So perhaps not the best comparison. Some of these models were pullback ones, so the pullback actually worked really well. But rolling wise, that actually is better than the average. It's not as good as Lego models. Lego models just roll and will go straight off the edge of the table. But still, it is better than the others. So you can kind of see if you push on the wheels, they're not touching the wheel arches. There's a very slight gap, so these are slightly better quality than some of the other models that we've built. So I think I would actually say I actually do like this model. It's a little bit different, even though there's so many sports cars in this series, especially in the non-branded Lego stuff, because Lego tried to break away from doing race cars last year. I think we had a couple of rally cars, some people carrier type things. We had a Ferrari and a Lamborghini, so those are the closest to this, I suppose. But I'm hoping that we see less just sports cars in the future from Lego, and see something a bit different, and maybe less muscle cars as well. I think that they generally do sports cars and muscle cars, so, but I do think this one will fit in nicely with our Lego collection from last year, and even next to the other Quan Guan models, it'll look pretty cool. So do you like that one? Yeah? So you're happy you built that one? Yeah, because Warren wanted to build this one. He picked it out what's remaining. We've got 2 models left to build, and then we might have a little break from doing these videos, and then we've got some more to build after that. So we've ordered another 9 or 10 models, I think, from AliExpress. So as with the previous ones that we built as well, these were all about £8 from AliExpress, delivered to the UK. So they are, I would say they're worth £8. It's taken us an hour or more to build it, and I think, you know, it's going to look good in our collection. So the only thing that would put me off recommending this set and some of the Quan Guan ones in general is those two angled pieces. You cannot put them in by hand, so you would either need to replace them with Lego pieces of the equivalent type, or hammer it in like I did. I literally had to just a couple of taps from a hammer force those pieces in, and it's really nice and snug now, so that works, but obviously not recommended if you just want to give someone this set to build as a gift. So yeah, it's a great looking model, and next time we'll be building something a little bit different. So thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm going to say bye.
Bye bye.
Bit louder.
Bye bye.